Hello and welcome. I'm going to show you guys how to do very down and dirty using Excel. This is the super basics. There's a lot more to Excel than what we're going to have time to go over, but we're going to cover how to open an Excel document, how to create some fields, use headings, sort your columns, which is really important, and do some very simple formulas on it. All right, let's get started. So to start with Excel, I am using office.com. It is the Office 365 that is provided to all staff and students at the Evergreen State College. To access this, you just type in office.com, and then you will log in with the same credentials that you use to log into your email or your My Evergreen. So you'll see over here on the side, it says Office 365. You can customize this banner and so forth. There's a series of dots right up here. The app launcher, very similar to what you might use when you're Google Drive. So you can click on that. You'll see Outlook, OneDrive. OneDrive is where you can store all of your items, files, video, photos, whatever it is that you want to store. There's Word, PowerPoint, Teams, which is an ability to like talk to other people, send messages and so forth. Really good for collaborating on projects. And there's Excel, which is what we're going to focus on today. So just click Excel and it will open up. And you can, use the different tours here. You can see that they have quite a few different templates already set up. People use Excel for lots of different things. Originally, it was designed for like counting purposes, so you could just add up series of numbers. But we use Excel for a myriad of different stuff at this point in time. So I'm going to hit New Book. And I'm going to start adding in some categories for my columns. So A, B, C, D, these are all columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all of our cells. And these are all of our rows. And an individual box is called a cell. So this first one we're going to call time, activity, address, and cost. And we're going to say that this is a sample field trip request. So pretend like I'm finally able to do field trips again, and this is a request for a field trip that I would like to take students on. So I'm going to throw in that 8 a.m. we are departing high school. Address will be the high school, and the cost is going to be blank right now. That's going to be the bus cost right there. So I'm going to do a little quick formatting here. I'm going to make all of these into my headers. And so I can go over to style, shell style, underneath tables, and I can click these different ways of titling stuff. And so I could click something like heading 1. And so that kind of just gives it another look. Makes it a little bit easier to read what you're doing. Okay, so we're going to then at 9:30 a.m. Arrive at the National College Fair, and the location for that one is going to be the Washington State Convention Center. And I could probably put in an actual street address if I was doing this for real, so the bus would know where we're going. And this is going to be free because they don't charge us for this. It's a free thing. Okay, we're gonna hang out here for a while, and then 1 o'clock or arrive there. So it takes a little bit of time to get in there and everything. So we're gonna do a scavenger hunt where we find different colleges, and the students will figure out what they want. Find like a small college or a large college or an in-state college or an out-of-state college. So we'll do a scavenger hunt, and the location will still be the same. But I'll change this to location. Okay, and then about 1 p.m. we're going to start getting hungry. So we're going to do lunch, and this is going to be at a dumpling restaurant. Here, lunch, dumplings. There was this wonderful Thai dumpling restaurant that I went to in Seattle that I would love to take students to again. It's all family style, so it'd be super great. And this was at, it wasn't at Westgate Center, but we'll put down Westgate because I don't remember the name of the place that it was at. Oh, a specific place, that's where it's at. Okay, so, and we'd walk to get there. Cost. Now here's where our first real cost is gonna come in. The cost for this one, I'm gonna put it in the math because I don't wanna add it all up. Why get out a calculator when Excel will do it for me? So I enter in the equal sign, then I enter in sum, then I do a parenthesis. And I'm gonna say it's $15 per student, because I'll order enough trays for every student, and then we all sit there and eat family style. It's really a lot of fun. So 15 plus or times, and let's say 30 kids want to come with us. It's a pretty fun field trip. And then I can just hit enter. Oh. You can't have the money sign in there. Okay, so $450, that sounds great, but this is gonna be money. Actually, everything in this row is gonna be money. So I can go right up to here, highlight this row, and go up here and click on money. And so everything then will show up as a money amount. This is accounting, so instead of seeing zeros, we see dashes. If there was gonna be a negative number, -50, it'd be in parentheses because that's how accounting bookkeeping goes. So I could do it as accounting, or I could switch it over and just do it as currency. Here, I could do the whole row as currency. And so it's back to -$50 and so forth. It's really however you prefer to use it. These are already set up as times. So we can go into time, and it added a whole bunch of stuff in there, huh? So we can go into here, we can set it up how we want to. So I don't like to see this, seconds on there. I'm not doing anything with the seconds. You're lucky I'm getting it down to the minute to the hour for our planning, right? So I'm going to drop it to this style where we're just seeing the regular clock time. Okay, cool. So that's what you can do with formatting the different cells. And then the bus is actually going to be a little bit more complicated. So then 2 o'clock, not AM, PM. This right up here is where you can really write in a whole bunch. It's more than just the cells. You can put in your whole formulas and so forth here. It's really useful. And so we're gonna go depart Seattle, and we're going to kind of return to there. And now we gotta figure out how much the bus is gonna cost us. And the bus is interesting. The bus is a certain amount for miles and a certain amount for time, for the driver's time. So we're going to put a little formula, bus cost. And what it is miles and hours. So it costs, say 50 cents, 0.5 times every mile. And say this is 100 miles. It's not, but let's just say it is. Okay? So typing in like that doesn't do anything. But if I do the sum, because we're missing a space here. What's going on? Why aren't you happy with me? It's reading this as text and not as a formula. So sum equals 0.5 times 150. It is not liking me doing this, is it? I'm not sure why it's doing this. You're probably seeing me do this and you're like, Elizabeth, it's so simple. It's because you're doing this. But for some reason, it's not recognizing that I'm putting in a formula right here. That's cool. I'll just drop this formula in. And hit enter. Okay, so that was, I'll show you in a second what that does. We're gonna do sum 0.5 times 150, enter $75. And we're gonna say that it's sum equals 50, that's like $50 an hour. And we're gonna be gone from 8 until 3:30. Let's say, yeah, 3:30. Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. This is gonna be 7. So we just type in the equation there, hit enter. Again, it's not liking my equation. So again, we're gonna go over here to the auto sum button, hit enter, and then we'll go ahead and change this. I'll show you what the auto sum does in a second here. This is pretty cool. I do like the auto sum feature. So we'll do this again as 50 times, what did I say, 7.5. Enter. Okay, so what the auto sum feature does is it will add up our totals for us. So I can just go ahead and highlight. So if I want to put down here total, we'll put this total cost. And I can go ahead and put in the sum. And it will throw all of that in there. But what I'm actually going to do is add in a plus this cell and a plus this cell and hit enter. And so it will add in all of these cells. Oh, that math is quite right though. So what did you do? we'll do this one, and then this one, and this one, this one, this one. Not that there's anything in those spots, but hit enter. Okay, so that's how much our fill trip will cost us. We could have also done something where we put a sum in right here, auto sum, but instead of clicking these numbers, we click this one. I'm hitting the control key and this one. That's how I get multiples. I hit the control key and hit enter. And so this needs to get changed to just being, so the control button. And so then I highlight these cells and hit enter, again, at $900. So that's one thing that you can do with using Excel. That's some of the math stuff that you can use with it. If we wanted to find out averages, you could change that. This will tell you the average number that things are costing. So we could change this to being average, and it takes the average of all these cells, and our average is $225 because we have a couple of zeros in there. Doesn't really work for what we're doing here, but you can definitely see when averages would be useful. Another cool thing to do is count numbers. Doesn't really work in this one, but there's 4 here. So if you want to know how many rows that you have going on or something, count's useful. If you're trying to count how many reds you have, that's useful. So there's lots that you can do with this. So that's some of the basics. I want to show you another really important thing, which is the ability to filter. So what's cool is I'm highlighting this area. No, I'm not highlighting over here. I'm going to go to sort and filter, custom filter. Now say for some reason I wanted to sort by the most expensive thing that we were doing. Oh, look. That's the descend is, so there you go, the more expensive. Then we've got, you can sort it back by time. So there's different features you can do with sorting. It's really important. Now, if I added another thing in here called, say, notes, okay? And I'm gonna like say, get a snack. I'm gonna say, register. I'm gonna say, find 5 colleges. I can say, family style. Okay, so I have some notes in here. Great. And then I'm like, okay, well, we're going to sort this by location because I want to put everything in the same place. Oh, wait, look, my notes didn't filter with everything else. So now my notes are no longer connected. Now I have get a snack when we're getting our dumplings. That's madness, I say. So you really want to make sure that when you're applying filters, that you apply them to the entire area. I don't want to filter this area here at the bus information, because that's where I'm just doing some calculations. But I definitely want to include my notes in with everything else. So that's something that you just want to be aware of. The last thing that I want to show you, there's so much more you can do in Excel, so very much. But you can also sort by, say we're going to have all of our bus stuff in yellow. I'm just highlighting the bus stuff in yellow because I want to see how long we're on buses and everything. I can sort by color too. So that's another thing that you can sort by if you need to. Yeah, you can custom sort. So you can sort just one area. There's a lot you can do. So we have all of this. The last thing I want to show you really fast, because you might have to use this for class projects or something, is how to do a table. Tables are super duper easy in Excel. Excel makes it simple. So actually, they're not even really tables. They're charts. We're going to chart our information. So I can click right here. I'm going to highlight this info. This is all the stuff I'm going to be putting into our chart. I can do chart recommendations, and it will show me a couple different ways of charting stuff. So if I was trying to do, say, do a chart of this and this right here, I could do, yeah, it doesn't like those ranges. It wants the whole thing. So yeah, recommended charts is going to show me like what it thinks that I might want to do one. So one could be a pie chart. Here's a cost by activity chart. Here's a chart showing you how much money you're spending by time. So like this. This is a chart right here that's showing me like, oh, this is how much, you know, when I'm spending my money. Again, the data I'm entering doesn't really apply much to charts, but if you were putting down the racial breakdown of the students in Upward Bound program, and you wanted to see, you know, what ethnicities and races do we support, and then what percentiles, you know, you could do a pie chart. You can do lots of different information. And so like here's a pie chart. Again, the data we have doesn't really apply to charts so well, but this is where you use them. The recommended charts really are a great way of showing your data because it kind of figures out what's going on. So it's very intuitive. So again, this is a very, very simple version of Excel. I'd be happy to go over anything else that you're interested in knowing. And I will talk to you later. All right, thank you guys.